So a very good morning to everybody, and once again, a very warm welcome to our Business Spotlight interview series. My name's Ron Maycock. I'm the owner of Action Coach Castleford and Business Performance UK, and I'm delighted this morning to be joined by Karim Asaad. Very good morning to you, Karim.
Good morning to you, Ron, and happy to be in your show.
Great, fantastic to have you. Karim is the founder and CEO of two businesses. We've got Brooks and Kempton and also Kimpex International, and we'll be hearing lots more from Karim in just a few moments' time, all about those businesses and their journeys. Before we do that, though, I really just wanted to explain what the purpose of these interviews actually are. We're surrounded by some amazing businesses, and this gives us an opportunity to share their journey, to highlight some of their achievements, and more importantly, to increase awareness of what these businesses are actually doing, both in the UK and internationally. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Karim. Karim, do you want to tell me a little bit more about your two businesses?
Yeah, all right. Myself, Karim Asaad, I'm the founder of Kimpex International and Brooks and Kempton. Kimpex International is specializing in exporting pulses, seeds, grains, herbs since 2005. In 2012, I established Brooks and Kempton in Hertfordshire, focusing on exports, fava bean from UK to MENA region. Before venturing into my own businesses, I gained a valuable experience working for the family business, Subhi Gegis and Sons, which is my father, who established his business in 1947, expanding to main pulses and seeds, as well as nuts from various areas around the world.
And the products that you're actually doing, are these in what I would call sort of raw format, or are these processed, or are these actually created into a food ingredient in its sort of final usage?
The world right now is in big demand for food stuff and essential commodities. So apart from wheat, barley, which are the corn, soya, the soybeans are the main essential commodities. We deal in the second following commodities, which are the fava beans. Goes to a big consuming markets in MENA region. The fava beans is in raw, which comes directly from farmers, but it has to pass by processors where they process and clean to the food and safety levels.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about white beans, same thing. We buy sometimes from farmers, either if we're exporting from our processing plant. So we pass it through all the machinery line, latest technology to be packed to the level of the market and consumption. Same thing for other products like sesame seeds. We reach from the farmer cleaning level to the premium clean quality for either manufacturers that uses these raw materials to produce commodity other products from these commodities, mm-hmm. or directly to be packed in retail packs for supermarkets and the retail markets.
Okay, fantastic. And you said about the processing, is that in-house, that part of the business is to do your own processing and cleaning, or are you subcontracting that out and work in partnership with people who actually have the physical manufacturing or production facility?
Since we have two companies in this establishment, it varies. So the first company, which is Kimpex International, it has its own facility where we buy raw material from farmers, mm-hmm. and local traders, and then go through the processing. We have a vision in our business that to like accelerate and modernize, as well to come to the highest level of food safety. All this merged the idea to get into purchasing a new technology line. This processing line we use for the seeds and grains and herbs to be cleaned and processed from, let's say, 90%, 80% coming from farmers, clean, to 99 to 99.5 clean percent. So it goes directly to the human consumption, edible level, satisfaction level to our customers. So for the part of Kimpex International, it has its own facility. For Brooks and Kempton, we are a trading company. That's the nature of the company. What we do, either we deal with union farmers that have their own facilities, or we buy directly from farmers and send to processors. That might be in the UK, it might be dealing with farmers in Australia, dealing with farmers in Argentina, or sometimes we deal with direct exporters that have their own facility and can cover up to the level of demand of quality for our customers, and we contract with them to reach the level of quality, and then we do the export accordingly from any destination around the world.
And volume-wise, how does that influence or dictate your customer base? Are you dealing in volumes that this is wholesale and distribution in a country which would buy your product, or would it be down to an individual who could actually buy your product?
It's a good question that makes everybody watching and following our conversation and dialogue to understand what we do in detail. So what we take action in the two companies is that we start to put a strategy, a policy for every crop. Let's say we're having the faba beans crop, the sesame seeds crop, the caraway crop, the fennel crop. Each crop starts in different season of the year. So some of them spring crops, some of them winter crops. We focus into buying the raw material. Our nature of business is relying on the volume. So margins, profit margins are limited, but it's maximized and reach the good volume of profitability by doing the quantity in containers. For example, if we're talking about faba beans, if we're buying, let's say, or having an idea of a strategy buying 5 containers, that's 125 metric ton in bulk. Beans are cleaned and loaded into a container 20 foot in bulk. That goes from Australia directly to Morocco, or from Australia to Egypt, the consuming markets. So we don't take it like that just to cover the order and then sell it. That means we're acting like a small intermediate. However, what we do is to get this in a bigger, wider trade. We try to study the supplying market, come closer to the local farmers, exporters, and then try to understand the consuming market. So we do, like, let's say, let's talk about a bigger volume. We can convince our customers, we can talk to our buyers. They have the consumption through the year. So let's buy not just 5 containers, we'll buy the load of 50 containers. That means that's at 1,250 metric ton, 1,250 metric ton instead of 125 metric ton. And then we take a position, we try to buy for the best price, and then compete into consuming market, and then offer our customers. They are very happy with the competitive prices they book, and some of them make like forward contracts to ship in lots. So we're talking here about volume quantities in containers, and it depends on the commodity. Some commodities are packed in 20-foot containers, some in 40-foot containers like caraway, fennel. Some goes from North Africa, from our facility, to Asian market, and vice versa. It depends on the commodity, the season, and the pricing, and as well the other supplying countries or providing the same commodity. If we're competing, that means that we're going to have a good season onwards. If it's less competitive, we might miss the season and go for another product. So it's a very competitive worldwide trade. However, as much as experience, as much as knowledge we have, and good reputation, we can be successful in that.
And in terms of I'm interested in terms of your personal journey then. So what was the inspiration behind this? Is this an extension of where you sort of came from, or did you just see the opportunity as opening up trading channels internationally and being able to then build a business around that?
And well, Ron, it has been the paramount lesson for both Kimpex International and Brooks and Kempton has been the importance of adaptability, adapting to the market shifts and evolving customer preferences has been an instrumental in our growth. Definitely, I've been inspired by my father. He's 98 years of age, and I'm delighted and very proud to say that every day he goes to his work in the morning. You can tell exactly the timing when he goes to work and the timing when he comes back. Very adequate, very influencing to me, and it has been of course a very important period where I've worked with him and tried to maximize and expand his business. I worked about 17 years, between 16 to 17 years with him. I expanded to the all sides of the business, extra warehousing, refurbishing the plant that he already have it, and innovating into a better producing plant with more products, and getting to maximize the facility, increasing the capacity of warehousing, increasing the capacity of trade. He even remembered this period when he tells me, in the period that you've been working together with me and with the business, it has been a very fruitful period. So that was a big inspiration to myself, and it reflected as well into the performance of both Kimpex International and Brooks and Kempton, and led me to have a good idea when I deal with the broader side into the worldwide. So that was the big inspiration.
Absolutely. And in terms of the sort of changes and the adaptability that you've learned, and you said that that's been one of the keys to success. How much of that has been forced in recent years, obviously with the pandemic and lockdown, and international trading channels obviously were restricted for certain produce and so on and so forth, and it came with its own complications. But how have you adapted to that, and what's changed since then?
It was a very difficult period. All countries around the world, all people around the world. Imagine in the biggest countries around the world, USA, UK, we've been in a very tough lockdown. So imagine you're coming into your office, sitting down, you can't meet anyone. You're trying to see that you are planning for expansion, growth, and you are facing a hard period for everyone around the world. It was still the period that we were having the strategy for growth. So it came into to my mind that we have to keep on the strength, we have to keep on the will, and we decided to have the growth plan going on. So Kimpex International invested in a new production line to the latest technology, and it was installed and started to produce after the pandemic immediately. And we invested a good lump sum of capital into this just to reach a higher level of production and quality. If we talk about the success of a business, it's reaching customer satisfaction. So we try to get benefit of this hard period to engage into renovation, getting a better production line, and the high level of producing good quality for Kimpex International. For Brooks and Kempton, it was a rooted dedication of quality, customer satisfaction as well, and the strategic incorporation of technology. Refinement and improvement process are keys to contributors sustained success. In this field of difficulties to Brooks and Kempton, it was part of it the challenges of shipping, because most of the shipping lines were hit by the pandemic. So we were managed by good shipping agents and let's say reliable, faithful suppliers to keep on the supply of goods. And we're talking here about essentials like fava beans, like sesame seeds. These are chickpeas. These are essentials, lentils that require to be shipped to the customers to cover the basic needs of the market. On another side, a supply constraint and FX volatility were very hard. And we've seen by the pandemic period and the Brexit as well, which I would like to highlight. Look at the currencies exchange rates and the pound affected by the dollar. We're an exporting company, so anything that we export, we have the return back by US dollars. So to get this balance and manage to think about the cost of FX exchange rates, it was a big burden. We had to sacrifice. We had to keep on going. This sacrifice at the end showed that we are honoring our commitments, and it returned back with profits. And after all, we had a vision that we have to see, as we say, unprecedented historical situations that affected everyone. But with the experience, we managed to deal with the FX rates at this hard period, with the shipping issues, and keep on supplying and covering our customers and client contracts, which leads to satisfactions remain unwavering for all of them.
So you said that you pretty much endeavored with a growth strategy. Now we've got Clearwater, and you're starting to see the benefits of having invested in new technology and more effective and efficient ways of doing the processing and giving a better infrastructure footprint. What's next for yourselves and for the business? Where do you see it going? What's the next phase of your journey?
Well, in 5 years, let's say, I was talking to my two sons, Daniel and Joseph, actually yesterday. We were planning like what we see ourselves in 5 years. That's a question that we were asking ourselves for. So in 5 years, we have envisioned Kimpex as a globally recognized trading company in agriculture exports, expanding product offering and diversifying market presence. Brooks and Kempton aims to be a leading exporter, contributing significantly to trade relation between UK, MENA region, Middle East, and North Africa region, with expanded product portfolios and geographical reach. We also draw the inspiration from long-standing success of our the Sobhi Girgis sons and my father personally, envision continuing growth and adaptability to the market. We're planning ahead for a bigger growth, global growth, to keep on what we've been successful in, let's say, 33 years of my experience and since I started the business, and that to be reflected into the second generations and hopefully the third generations.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. And international trading is I'll not say a fickle market, but it takes a lot of knowledge and understanding of how it works. As you say, you're influenced by FX, you're influenced by availability, price fluctuations, and sort of commodities trading kind of influences in terms of some of the products. So if there was a bit of advice that you could give after being involved with international trade for what, 33 years or whatever it's been, what would that be if there was someone starting out, or if they're doing a business that does something completely different but are looking to expand that global reach or international trading? What advice would you give to someone like that?
Uh, Definitely, I would say stay resilient, embrace change, foster stronger relationships with your customers, with your network, and continuous improvement are fundamental to unlock the growth opportunities for both Kimpex and Brooks and Kempton. That was for us. Same for anyone looking to face the challenges in his business. Um, in navigating challenges like supply constraints, FX volatility, as you mentioned, prioritizing the customer and client satisfaction is the cornerstone of any successful business.
Mm. No, very, very interesting, and it doesn't matter what the product is.
Yes,
It's about building those relationships and actually providing something that they can't get from their own doorstep. Otherwise, they'll get it from their own doorstep if they can.
definitely.
And I've seen this in a different market. We used to export a lot, but it was lumps of metal, steel industry, things like that. And yeah, there were so many different influencing factors, and at times you're going, it would be just a lot easier to deal with the home market. But 85% of everything went overseas, and that was a lot that we were sort of dealt. So it's an interesting market, and it, as you say, it's constantly evolving. And I think one of the things you said earlier about the adaptability, the agility of your business, even though you've invested heavily in having a large infrastructure and a footprint, that's actually still kept you relatively agile in terms of different geographical areas. And I think that's a very important lesson. So I know it's the hypothetical question that we all face, but if you had your time again, is there anything that you'd change or anything you'd do differently?
Mm. Well, I think we're very blessed as a family, as a big family of my own, and then my family itself. It was through the years a very successful journey. I'm happy with it. I'm satisfied. I thank God for everything. It was very challenging. Um, Everybody would say, "Oh, if I can go back and just fine tune this thing and try to adapt and adjust and make the better out of it." However, it is the best thing that you've exerted. This is the outcome, and you have to be proud of it. You have to be planning ahead for more success. So everything achieved is very satisfactory. Happy with it, and I wish that everyone is dreaming about success to reach it in their lives.
The thing that I'm taking from that I would share with other people as well is the focus on the future. You're part way through a journey, but you're building something that fits into the sort of Simon Sinek kind of infinite game. It's not a finite thing. It's not a destination going, we get to
Absolutely.
5 years and we call it a day. And I'm sensing that, you know, if you can be 98 and still turning up to work like your father, then that will
Yeah.
probably be you know,
Oh
the
my God.
path that you
I
take.
wish.
It's sort
I
of
wish.
ingrained as a quality,
I
as a
wish.
value, and keeping active in terms of the business, you know, in our later years is a fantastic way of ensuring that they continue for a lot longer. So, you know, really appreciate that. So that's bringing us towards the end of the interview, Karim. Just a bit of a sense check, I guess. Is there anything that you'd like to add? Anything that we've not really covered today before we do wrap things up?
Yeah, I would like to thank you for this interview. Our business is focusing always into the latest technologies, latest networking, latest up to the level to reach customer satisfaction. Um, as said, in our industry, in our plant, we try to adapt to the maximum to the green idea of having the plant to the latest technology, where we can adapt to the nature and produce into the best levels of production and manufacturing to reach customer satisfaction. I'm happy of the achievement, and I'm looking forward that my sons would proceed and get this business into the global expansion level. And after all, I would like to thank you once again.
No, it's been a pleasure having you with us. And if you're watching this, if you're viewing this and going, actually, I'd like the same opportunity that we've presented to Karim in terms of highlighting your own business, simply get in touch. When we circulate these interviews, there's always a way of how to get in touch, how to make contact, so we can book you in, and we'll just take you through a very similar journey so you can showcase yours. All that remains to be said is big thank you to Karim. It's been fantastic having you with us. Really pleasurable hearing about your journey and where the business has come from, where it's heading to, and what the future might hold. So thank you again. And thank you to everyone who's been watching. It's been another of our Business Spotlight interviews. We'll see you soon, and keep smiling. Take care.
Thank you, Ron.